Hi, my name is Thea Hamre, and I am currently interning with Pacer Center for the fall of 2021 and the spring of 2022. I'm currently a student at St. Catherine University in St. Paul, Minnesota, where I'm majoring in social work and minoring in chemical dependency. Today, I want to share with you my personal story about my learning disability and the support I have received through college. My challenges in life started at a really young age. I noticed in elementary school I was learning differently than other kids my age. I was struggling in school. My family as well as my teacher thought I had an eye problem, which was true, though it was not the main concern at hand. I remember my mom telling me how I came to her as a little kid saying that I thought I had a bad brain and how I brought tears to her eyes. It was not until my sophomore year of high school, through a neuropsych test, I found the main reason to why I was struggling in school. That year I found out I was dyslexic as well as have anxiety. Everything immediately clicked for me into why I was struggling in my classes and why I was different from my peers. It might take me longer to do assignments or learn concepts, but it did not mean I was incompetent or unable to do them. That year, my family struggled to get an individualized education program for me through my school. I had good grades and a good work ethic, so they thought I would not need one. Though what they did not see was the anxiety as well as the challenges I faced hours on end doing my schoolwork. My parents had to end up going to PACER, which is an organization through the state of Minnesota that helps families with children who have disabilities. PACER helped my parents get an IEP for me, which helped me excel more in school. Having a school social worker got me interested in social work from the kindness that my caseworker showed me at my high school. It made me want to help others like me, as I know how big of a challenge it was for me to get to where I am today. Now that I'm in college, I have learned how to advocate for myself and get the support I need within school, but also within daily parts of my life too. Here are services I receive and some helpful resources that other people with disabilities might benefit from. One service I receive in college is extra time on exams and quizzes. I get time and a half. Another service I receive is quiet testing room for my quizzes and my exams. This helps with my anxiety and it also limits any distractions. Another service I receive is preferential seating, so I get to sit near the front to see better. Another service available for me is software called Sonocent that allows you to record lectures through it and take notes. For more information, you can visit their website, and this is what their icon looks like if you're interested in downloading it. Another service I receive in college is a note taker for all my classes. This can be either a student who volunteers in the class, or it could be an instructional assistant or teaching assistant who is working alongside a professor for that semester. And basically, it can be typed notes or written notes. I personally like typed notes just because I can read it better than someone's handwriting or cursive. Also, everything is kept confidential unless you say otherwise. So that means that the note taker will not know who you are when they're giving notes. They will just know that they are helping support a student registered with disabilities office on campus, and you will get your notes either through your professor or through the disabilities office. Otherwise, you can, if you do feel comfortable, talk with the student directly about getting notes from them. I've done that before over email, and it's just kept confidential between you two. Also, at my school, anyone who volunteers to help as a note taker gets to sign up early for classes, which is a nice benefit. Another accommodation that I receive at my school is a reasonable deadline extension accommodation. And what this entails is I get extra time on assignments basically. And with that, let's say if I have an exam and a paper due in the same week, I can get more time for that paper. And I don't have to stress about balancing the two and studying for the exam as well as trying to get the paper done. Which is really nice because as a student with dyslexia, I struggle with writing, and it takes me longer than my peers to do. And so it's nice to have that extra time, let's say if I had an exam, to work on the paper later in the week after the exam. But there are limits with this accommodation. You do need to let your professor know ahead of time that you are going to need an extension. And the other thing is, it has to be a reasonable deadline. So it can't be, I will do the paper in 2 weeks, It has to be like reasonably close to the deadline of when it was due, but like maybe like a couple of days after. And it has to be worked out with your professor, and they have to be okay with it. And obviously, if it's the end of the semester, you're not gonna ask for an extension because they have to get their grades in for the papers and assignments. So there is limits with it, but it is really nice when you maybe have an exam or a paper due in the same week. Another service I'm able to receive is recording lectures. This allows me to listen to lectures to see if I missed something in my own notes or if my note taker missed something. And if I did, I can go back and write in my notes or my note taker's notes. So then I can use that later for studying for exams or just reviewing my notes. This can be done with a phone, computer, or you can check out equipment from Disabilities Office, which I will explain more later in this video. Another service that I get is audiobooks, so being able to listen to text, so listening to my textbooks. I use a software called Read and Write, and this allows me to listen to my textbooks through that, and it also, I can get articles put into there that my professors put up on digital learning spaces like Canvas or D2L Brightspace, and then I can just listen to it in this software. Another thing about Read and Write is you can get a Google Chrome extension of it, and you can utilize it when using Google Drive with Google Documents or PDFs, and it can read to you the text through that, or if you're writing a paper within Google Docs, it can read you that, which is a nice feature. For more information about Read and Write, you can visit their website at this link. And if you're interested in downloading it, this is what the icon looks like. Other helpful resources to take advantage of. There is a special font made for people with dyslexia called Open Dyslexic. It helps with readability. You can find more information about it at Open Dyslexic's website, and if you're interested in downloading it, you can download it there. Also, if you want to read more into it, you can find more information at TextHelp's website. Another great resource to take advantage of is a software called Grammarly. Grammarly is a great software for helping with writing. It corrects spelling, grammar, and sentence structure. It can be used as an app or as a Google Chrome extension. With Google Chrome extension, it can be used through Gmail, Google Docs, Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, and many other websites. To learn more about it, you can visit their website, and if you're interested in downloading it, you can do so at their website. This is what the icon looks like. Another service available is tutoring services, and this is available for all students. Most campuses have tutoring help, and the tutoring support focuses on a variety of different classes. Some schools also have math and science centers or writing centers where students can get support in their classes. My school has this. This help is provided by other students who have taken similar classes or have really good writing skills and want to help support other students. Also, these tutors are usually paid too for their positions. And another thing too that my school is doing currently with COVID is they have online tutoring available. So if you don't want to go in person, you can do it online with a tutor. Software that can be checked out. Disabilities offices usually have software you can check out. So for example, they might have like iPads or they might have smart pens. I've utilized both before. The iPads are really great because you can record lectures with them, or you can also download apps that will help you with organization. So they could be like a planner tool kind of where you check off like what homework assignments you have, or you can write in what you have and kind of see like as an outline of what you need to do. And then with smart pens, they're really great because you can take notes as well as record lectures through the pen. And basically when you get one, you get a specific notebook made for that smart pen. And what you do with it is when you take regular notes in class in that notebook, you later will plug in the pen into like a laptop, and when you plug it in, it will upload all the notes that you just took in this notebook. And then if you were recording the lectures, it will also upload that too. And what will happen is they will be combined together, so then you can go back and listen to it and also see the notes that you took physically. So it's a really great tool because when you're studying, you can listen to that as well as see the handwritten notes you took. And in addition, it will also highlight those notes as the recording goes over it. So let's say your professor was talking at some point and you had something written in your notes about that, it will highlight that while they're talking. So that's a cool thing that it does. And if you're interested in reading more about smart pens, you can visit their website here. Those are just two tools that I've used from Disabilities Office, but I know that some Disabilities Offices have other resources too. Counseling services. All schools should have counseling services on campus provided for students. These services are free as a student. Students can meet individually with a therapist or can go to therapy groups. Some schools have specific groups for anxiety and depression. My school has a group for students who identify within the BIPOC community, Black, Indigenous, and people of color. This group is called BIPOC Healing and Empowerment Circle. I personally have attended individual meetings through the counseling services and have had a good experience. One thing to keep in mind, though, is services are only happening during the school year and during the school week, not on the weekend. Additionally, through the school, since mental health is such a high demand, it can sometimes be hard to meet more often with a therapist. So if you are in need of that, I would check out services outside of the school. And if it is an emergency, please reach out to the crisis hotline either within your school, mine has a hotline, or NAMI National Alliance in Mental Health has one. The NAMI helpline can be reached Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. This is the number 1-800-950-NAMI, which is 6264, or you can also email them at info@nami.org. You could also call 1-800-273-TALK, and TALK is 8255, to reach a 24-hour crisis center available through the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline. Helpful tips and information. Outside of these services, I always say never be afraid to attend professors' office hours. They want to get to know you, and most importantly, they want to help you. I was nervous at first, but when I did it, it was so helpful, and it was great to connect with professors. Tips on advocating for yourself in college. Emailing professors and meeting individually with them to talk about your accommodations at the beginning of the semester can be very helpful. It can be also helpful to talk with them throughout the semester too when you need support. Talking with them before or after class can also be helpful if you're comfortable with getting support during that time. Talk with them about the best learning strategies or challenges you might face in their class. This can be helpful for the professor as well as the student because it helps you figure out which ways you can get supported. When your needs are not being met, your accommodations, speak up and talk to the Disabilities Office about it. Same goes for if Disabilities Office is not meeting your needs, speak up about it. There was a couple times where I did not get my audiobooks in time for the beginning of the semester and I had to speak up about it. Meet and be in contact with people with Disabilities Office so you can talk about how accommodations are going or if there are any additional ones that you might benefit from. Read syllabuses and put assignments into a planner. This is subject to change, so be mindful that professors might move things around for assignments. This can be extremely helpful when writing in test dates or paper due dates, as you can then plan ahead how much time you want to put aside for studying or writing, organizing your paper, or correcting grammar or spelling mistakes with your paper. Being organized up front helps you a lot, and for me personally lowers my anxiety as I have a plan in place and have my schedule for the semester going forward. I will admit, though, this might not be the best for everyone, as it could make some people more nervous seeing upfront all the assignments they have to do in a semester. Thanks for watching, and I hope this video was beneficial for you.